go to some on-screen stuff, Vladi Dottie. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, MJF may have clearly been bested on the microphone. Ricky Starks makes a statement. Vladi Dottie, your reaction to the MJF, who wasn't a slouch either, but MJF and Ricky Starks, in my opinion, decimating the generational talent.
You know what? I've been very critical, as you know, of like AEW in general, like their television product and some of the things that go on in the ring, especially. But this was the best thing that I've seen in AEW in a very long time. This moment between these two young, great, talented wrestlers,
sexy,
something that they can build on. Some might have called them sexy, but they can build on that sexiness. So, as I'm watching this, man, it is just perfectly done. I'll even say this: if you just go, like I've gone back, I think 2 or 3 times to watch it. I think by the second time I'm watching, I'm like, you know what? MJF actually does a pretty strong promo by himself. The whole just going for the throat with the Rock comparisons, referring to him, as Dollar Store Dwayne.
He loves alliteration too.
He does. He is a fan. Vince would love him.
If he wasn't 5 foot nothing.
He refers to him as the Pebble. Gets a Pebble chant going. Goes towards the TNA and Billy Corgan references about wrestling on YouTube. Just a strong heel promo.
Yeah.
But everything changed. And I didn't know Ricky Starks had this in him. It was a really pleasant surprise.
Oh, really. I was expecting something special. I didn't expect this good, but I like Ricky. I've seen him cut a couple promos. To me, I look at my notes here. I said, Ricky cut the promo of the year. Right. The crowd was energized. Mm-hmm. Ricky gave it right back to MJF. It was totally authentic and believable. Right. The stuff with the clothes. Wow.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
And he got a maxi pad chant.
Great. And there was such a one-upper on the Pebble thing. It was great. And that's how he let off. Even he totally deconstructed MJF physically and as a character also. He was like a psychologist just going at him, cutting him apart. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, this was such a good, feeling in that crowd. And, if you want to, if you're looking to gain viewers and expand the audience, segment is exactly what AEW needs. They need this on every show, moments like this. That feeling, they kept on panning to the crowd. You saw individuals totally sucked into this, you didn't know, and you could feel that through the TV. That right there is what I wish Tony Khan could bottle and just basically offer the audience every show that he has. It was so good. I was really, really impressed with that segment. You know what? And this is exactly what AEW should focus on. And another thing I said too is they need to keep the EVPs and Jericho away from this. Let this breathe against these two, right? No other weird alliances and, hey, we're going to feud with this little fat. No, I want to see this. And, let me make this comparison. When I'm watching these two sort of go at it in this promo, and what I imagine that's going to happen in some of these matches, right? I'm sort of reminded of, I think it was probably around 97 or so, Rock and Triple H. This is where I'm seeing two cornerstones.
98.
It was a 98. So
ladder match? Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. This is where I'm seeing this is the stuff that newer fans might link up to, recognize almost man, this is sort of Attitude Era-ish. And these two guys are likable and they put on good matches. You got to push this. I even say at the expense of Bryan Danielson at this point.
And it would be at the expense of Bryan Danielson because he's still sitting by the side of WWE Vice President William Regal. And that was, they did what they could with that. That was a nice little promo that William Regal did saying goodbye to his friends. And I mean, it's putting lipstick on a pig at this point, though, isn't it?
Wasn't it weird that it happened 2 weeks earlier and like Schiavone didn't say anything to anybody? He's like a reporter. He's like, oh, I'm going to keep this in my back pocket, you see?
Well, they explained early. That's the thing. They explained it, but
It's bullshit.
This is the only person I trust to have this film. Something very bad must have happened to me. My best friend took over WWE, and he offered me a lot more money and a lot more clout. It's a terrible, terrible thing.
And
I get to wrestle with my son. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. He got all. It's like a dream come true for Regal. He just won the wrestling lottery. That's what he should have said. I won the wrestling lottery. Adios, Blackpool.
And good for Tony Khan for doing it, because Vince would have never done something like that if he thought he was getting what he was getting out of an on-air talent like Steve Regal. Vince wouldn't have let him go. He would have picked up his comp and said, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Unless Shawn Michaels convinced him not to, then, you gotta get rid of him or me. Why didn't you just have Brett drop the strap in September? Like, why do you have to have him drop it to Michaels? He could have dropped the strap and then you don't have anything to worry about. Vince handled that. First of all, you shouldn't have given Brett the creative control the last 60 days of his contract. That was stupid. Stupid! Or just fire him.
It's amazing how Starks MJF spiraled into Hart and HBK.
I hate Shawn Michaels. I don't hate Shawn Michaels. I just don't know if he's looking at me or the hot water heat. Can you make jokes like that anymore? I don't know. Was that be offensive?
Yeah, it's a good question. We're gonna have to.
Can you not make fun of a guy of a very talented and in many ways very lucky individual with as a glass eye? You can't make fun of that. What can you make fun of? My mental health? Go right ahead.